guys, I'm coming to you from my kitchen today. I am wearing my COVID-19 uniform, as I call it, my black yoga pants and black tank top. This seems to be what I put on every morning. All right, so today I'm going to talk to you about what you can consume while you're fasting. When you're first starting out, it's always good to have something other than plain water or black coffee for when you're fasting. Try to get you over that hump that we call mealtime. So the best way to fast is a clean fast. So that means only drinking water or black coffee. In your water, you can have electrolytes. That's very helpful. So what I use here for my electrolyte water is sea salt. This is Redmond's real salt that I get from the natural food market. And the sea salt gives you your sodium that you need for your electrolyte water. This is called salt-free. Here in Canada, we get it at Walmart or any grocery store. It's a potassium supplement. I don't know if you can see that very clear, but it's called salt-free, and it is potassium. And I also add some baking soda. So nothing fancy, just your regular old baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda. So you're going to do about a half a teaspoon of each of these. The salt-free, the baking soda, and the sea salt. All right, so you're going to do a half teaspoon of those in about an 8-ounce glass of water. And I just use filtered water from my Brita. All right, where I live in Milton, Ontario, in older Milton, we don't have any fluoride in our water, which is great. Fluoride isn't wonderful for you. It's good for your teeth. That's about it. So I like non-fluoridated water. You can buy mineral water at the grocery store or if you're using pure water, if you have like a water filtration system that takes out all of the minerals and everything, you might want to add some minerals back in. So yeah, any kind of water is good for fasting. So that's it for the electrolyte water. If you find that salty water is really gross tasting, you're not used to it, after a while you do get used to it. But at first you might want to add some flavoring. So things you can add to it, a little bit of lemon juice. So you can do like a teaspoon of lemon juice to add some flavor. Or you can add some apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is good if you get acid reflux. So you add about a teaspoon of that, add some flavor. Sometimes I like to add some Frank's hot sauce to my water. It just gives it a little bit of kick, a different flavor, because it can get boring just drinking water all the time. And so I will drink black decaf coffee. This is the Tim Hortons. And I'll drink some teas now and then. This is like a chai spice tea. And I've got a peppermint tea. So the recommendation for things you can drink is anything that doesn't have a sweet taste to it. So you want to try to avoid stimulating your taste buds with anything sweet. So I say avoid sweeteners, like don't be drinking diet sodas. Don't be adding stevia. You want to keep away that sweet taste, because that sweet taste actually will stimulate insulin, which is what we're trying to avoid when we're fasting, especially if you're fasting for weight loss. So try to stay away from those sweet tasting things. And I drink some coffee. I drink usually decaf, but you can have regular coffee as well. And then if you're really struggling, so if you're just starting out with fasting and you're really struggling, you're missing that meal, maybe it's that morning time, maybe you're trying to get over that like 10 a.m. hump, you can have yourself a coffee, brew a little bit of fat in it. So this is MCT oil. It's actually the bulletproof brand, but it doesn't matter what brand you get. You can use MCT oil or even coconut oil. I have some coconut oil too. So you can put some coconut oil or some MCT oil, just about a teaspoon, in your coffee, and maybe a little bit of butter if you're feeling adventurous, if you want some butter. If you want to just have a little take a little slice of butter and put salt on it and eat it, you can. just gives you something. And the reason why it's okay to do that is because fat does not increase your insulin. The MCT oil is processed through your liver directly too, and it'll give you a little boost of energy. So if you're really feeling fatigued and drained, drink your electrolyte water, but you could also try this and a little bit of this and some coffee, and then you're going to whip it. So put it into a blender and it'll emulsify the fat and make it frothy. So it's like having a little latte, which gives yourself a treat. So when I'm doing a longer fast, if I'm not eating for an entire day, I find dinner time really challenging. So that's what I'll do is I'll put like a teaspoon of MCT oil in my coffee and then I'll blend it. And then it feels nice and frothy and it'll give me something to enjoy while the family's eating their dinner. So if you're just starting out, you're going to want to try to go at least 12 hours. So everyone can fast for 12 hours every single day. So I think 12 hours is what everyone should aim for on a regular basis. So that means you're stopping eating at like 8 o'clock at night and you're not eating till 8 in the morning. Or depends on your schedule. You make it work with your schedule, that 12 hours. And then after that, if you're really wanting to reap the benefits of fasting, so if you're looking to get leaner, if you're looking for some autophagy is your recycling program in your body. So that's when you're cleaning up dead cells. If you're looking to have some real benefits from intermittent fasting, then I'd say to work yourself up to fasting for 16 hours, at least 3 to 4 times a week. So 16 to 18 hours seems to be really the sweet spot for most people. So 16 hours, what that would look like would be stopping eating after dinner, say 7 o'clock. And then if you go to 7 the next morning, that's 12 hours, add another 4, that would bring you to about 11 a.m. So make it work with your schedule and do it gradually. So you could start out by skipping your breakfast in the morning and taking your breakfast with you to work. You could do the MCT oil and the coffee if you're really struggling with that in the morning. You really need something. So try doing that MCT oil. Take your electrolyte water with you wherever you're going to work, school, whatever, and take your meal with you, or your lunch, your snack, your late breakfast, whatever you want to call it, so that you're ready. Sometimes when I'm doing a longer fast, what I'll do is I'll take my meal with me to work. And then if I don't feel really hungry or that I need it, then I just bring it home with me again and I'll eat it later. So it's good to be prepared so that you're not all of a sudden finding yourself starving and wanting to eat, and then you're going to run to McDonald's or something. You want to be prepared. So always take with you that snack. I used to, when I was first transitioning to the ketogenic diet, carried a little container of sea salt with me in my lunch bag as well, because sometimes I would feel really drained or shaky that I just needed some more sea salt or electrolyte water. So make sure you're really being prepared and taking that with you. And then if you're starting to push yourself a little bit further, you can get rid of that MCT oil in your coffee and just do black coffee in your electrolyte water. That's a cleaner fast. You'll get better results. But if you are just starting out and you really need something, you need some flavor, then don't be afraid to try the apple cider vinegar, the lemon juice, the hot sauce. But definitely these electrolytes are your most important. These are your friends. So the sodium, potassium, and the baking soda. And if you can't find the salt-free, you can use cream of tartar. That is also also contains potassium. You can use that instead. These are really important. If you don't get enough electrolytes, you can get headaches, you can feel dizzy, you can feel really fatigued, you can get muscle cramps in your legs or elsewhere, you could get heart palpitations. So it's really important to keep your electrolytes up. You can buy electrolyte water from the store or the packages online. It's cheaper and easier just to make it yourself at home. You could pre-measure it out into a little container if you wanted to, so you can keep a container in your lunch bag or something, so it's always handy. All right, so if you have any questions, feel free to email me at lowcarbgrandma@gmail.com. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. You can find me on Facebook at Low Carb Grandma and Instagram as well. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks, bye.